We have rain coming in sideways at 80 miles an hour. How tightly sealed is your windows and doors? If it's a new building, raise the alarm of construction defect. And Jim was very specific on that. How well were these windows installed? If it's older, how old was the sealant that's on the window that's allowed small cracks? A lot of times you can look at a door, you can see the sunlight outside. Okay, that's a problem when rain's coming in sideways. I have a condo, 9-story condo. It has 2 chimneys on either side, and it just has a flue at the top. And so, of course, rain's going to come in there, then it's going to come out the chimney, then it's going to go down to all the people down below. So that is the same exact issue, but it's not a structural damage issue. And that's where coverage becomes a huge issue, because wind-driven rain like that, largely excluded because it's seen as a maintenance or construction defect issue. But that doesn't mean that we don't get involved, look closely at it, get it dried out, protect it, and then fix it for the long run because we don't want it to come up again. Actually, Jay was very specific on maintenance issues. That is what the carrier is going to lean on hard to try to deny a possible claim. What did you all do to maintain your individual unit and the association itself? And that's the biggest area that we're seeing where water's coming in. The claims are small, but it's something to now know and address if you've experienced that. So to address your first question, if you're excluding wind, your carrier is not going to pay for a special assessment if the cause for the special assessment was a wind event. The second part of that, kind of addressing what would be your out-of-pocket to activate the $2,000 or whatever it may be. Is it $2,000? Is that what your special assessment coverage is?
Yes.
It's not bought up any higher. They're all going to have different deductibles. From what I've seen, sometimes it's $250, sometimes it's a percentage of some value within your home, and they're all different. So I would have to look at it because it seems to be changing a lot. And now there are people who are pushing against the actual statutory limits of the 2000 itself. So definitely talk to your personal lines agent about that. If you don't have one, like I said, we do personal lines as well, and we can help you out with that as well. And there are actually carriers now who want to wrap up every unit in the association in a bulk master policy. So if you have questions on that, just let me know. Obviously now is probably not the best time to deal with it, but that is something that some carriers are offering. And considering that every unit in an association is tied to every other unit, making sure that everybody has coverage is definitely important as you come together. And it may be a requirement, like I said, but very few associations, presidents, managers can take on the burden of checking because every, if you have 100 units, that is a renewal every 3rd day. So yeah, good luck keeping track of that year round. Wall covering, which is the paint of every unit, regardless if you're on the top floor or the bottom floor, wall coverings are going to be the responsibility of individual unit owners when the peril is hurricane or anything that isn't caused by somebody, something that's sudden and accidental or natural disaster. The drywall out is going to be the responsibility of the master policy or the association itself if it falls under the deductible of the master policy. So everybody that's affected needs to call their agent, needs to say, my paint needs to be redone. Is that going to be, is that going to be over my deductible? Probably not. But once we get to items like their clothes, their furniture, the carpeting, then they're activating their policy. They're all calling Servrpro, Central Brevard, to dry them out as you go down the stack, and then limiting damage immediately. You want to protect the association and everybody below as soon as possible.